Hey there everyone, it's DepMythMoon, Moon, whichever you choose. And today I'm going to be drawing a couple of my OCs. It is Orion, the man that you see me coloring in now, as well as his younger sister, which is Ophelia, and you'll see her colored in a little bit. So they are demon orcs, but they may end up just becoming orcs in the future. I'm not sure on that just yet, but we'll see then. He is basically her older brother, and he raised her from when she was younger. He loves her, of course. She's an adorable little girl. She's outgoing. She's very opinionated for her age, which is not a bad thing, but he sometimes has issue with it because she takes inspiration from not the best type of people, so he tries to, keep her straight-laced. He's more of an introverted, shy type. He dresses one way, presents himself one way, but he really just want to look cool and have the acceptance from others. Artemis, which you'll see, I just wrote his name down here on the paper, but Artemis is a character that's in their world as well. And he's basically like this cool guy. He's kind of isolated, and Orion does kind of look up to him and idolize him in a way. So he does try to get his approval, do things that he thinks Artemis would like, and Artemis just really not impressed. He could care less. He's off to himself. He would rather not be there, but he tolerates him, I guess you could say. And so yeah, if you notice, I sketched out this page before coming up on here and coloring and lining it in eventually. And that is just because I haven't drawn since my last video. Nothing serious, nothing where I'm trying. Like, I've tried to doodle here and there, but it doesn't come out right. And I've just been really scared to try anything extra. And so since I was scared to mess up on camera, y'all see me erasing and all that, I chose to make all my mistakes off camera, so y'all could just see any mistakes that I made with coloring or lining in the end. It took me a while, but I eventually got to a finished product that I like. I used Prismacolor Cola Erase pencils for the sketch, and I referenced for the pose in the top left corner this artist called Kibitzer. They have a bunch of cool references on Pinterest. Any reference that I use, like, I've recently started saving it to a Pinterest board. So if you're wondering if I use a reference for a drawing, you can check me out on Pinterest. But you can check out my Pinterest board and you can see whatever references I may have used up to this point in my drawing career. So it's a lot. Speaking of materials, I might as well mention everything I'm using. The paper is from a mixed media sketchbook. It's the Grumbacher, however you say it, the in and out page sketchbook. And I'm also using Ohuhu markers, the brush markers, with a mixture of Graphix sketch markers. A bit later, I'll be using this Kuretake Fudegojochi, I hope I'm saying that right, liner for some pink details. And then I'll also use Micron's, a brush pen I don't know the name of, but I love it. It's so good. And I also use a white POSCA at the end to add extra details that I forgot during the drawing. And y'all see what I'm talking about. I'm not going to point it out in case you don't see it, but yeah, I forgot some stuff. So, as I mentioned before, I haven't drawn much since my last video. I just haven't been really interested in doing it. And so my sketchbook, like really, literally, if you see the rainbow color pencil video I did, that next page was blank for 2 months until I finally forced myself to get back into it, because I know how I am when I don't draw for a while. My entire goal with my sketchbook was, especially this sketchbook number 7, is to get looser, because I noticed how performative my previous sketchbook started to feel, and I didn't like that feeling because I had anxieties like, oh, this page isn't going to be good enough, or this page isn't going to look as nice as the page that came before it. So whenever I messed up or made a mistake, it would get me in my feelings, and I'll be like, man, I can't draw, I can't do this, I can't do that. Every time I try to do this, it comes out bad, and basically, woe is me. Something you have to know about me is that I'm easily discouraged. When it comes to art especially, my artistic eye improved way faster than my actual abilities did. So when I'm looking at my art, all I'm seeing is how I could have done it better, or how somebody else would have drawn it better, how other people draw. And that was really, like I said, discouraging. That didn't help me at all when it came to sitting down and drawing. I considered myself a hobby artist. I just draw for fun because I don't know if I mentioned it previously, but I'm a writer above everything else. And so my entire thing with drawing is I want to be able to see the characters that I've written. So that was my whole inspiration behind actually starting to draw. And so I would skip all the basics, try to go as fast as I can, and, you know, start drawing what I wanted instead of going through the process of actually learning how to do the fundamentals and then moving on from there. So recently, all of this is coming to a head, and I realized in order to get the look that I'm striving for, I have to put in the work. I can't just be half doing it using the excuse, oh, I'm just a hobby artist. I'm not a real artist. I don't want to put any effort into this if I'm just doing it for fun. No, no. That wasn't the way to go. But I saw myself backed into a corner, and I just decided, you know what, I'm going to study. When I do art, something that was holding me back was I don't like making mistakes. I don't like messing up, seeing myself mess up with art especially. It feels like the world is ending. I'm not really good at art, and I just beat myself up over any little mistake that I made. And a big part of art, especially in sketchbooks, is to make these mistakes, is to mess up and improve from those mistakes. Not just give up because, oh, I messed up, or this isn't coming out how I want, so I'm gonna give up. That's art, okay? That art is making mistakes, learning from them, continuing to try and continuing to improve. That's the whole point. Your sketchbook is a place. If there's any place to make a mistake, it's in the sketchbook. And I don't know why that has been holding me back so long. Like, I just needed to realize that and overcome my fear of making mistakes, because it's a part of the process. All artists have ugly art, and they only get better by continuing to try, continuing to practice. You don't see that your art is ugly and you just give up. Then you'll never improve and get to that level that you want to. So now I'm trying to get out of that comfort zone of me just saying I'm a hobby artist, so I don't have to care. I can't use that as an excuse for why I don't like my art anymore, or why I'm not drawing. So recently, I've been pushing myself out of my comfort zone, and it got me a piece like this. So I have a separate sketchbook that I've had for years where I do my studies or most of my figure drawings, stuff like that. And I've had it since like 2020. And when I tell you I'm not even halfway through that sketchbook, it's a decent sized sketchbook, but it's not nearly so big to the point where I couldn't have finished it within a year, even 6 months if I was doing active studying, which I wasn't. So now I'm trying to get myself into the habit of taking time to warm up and study before I draw. And just doing that for the past couple days was able to send me off in the direction to make this drawing that you're seeing here today. And I am so happy with how it came out. I don't normally try drawing full bodies or anything like that. So even getting a half body, the full body of Ophelia, that was such an accomplishment to me. And how the page is just formatted, I know I'm gassing myself up right now, but this is improvement for me, and I'm proud of it. So if this video taught you anything, it should be to push yourself out of your comfort zone sometimes when you're feeling unsatisfied with your art. It may not be fun studying a bunch of boring stuff when all you want to do is draw a pretty man and his adorable little sister, but it will help you in the long run when you want to get more ambitious with your art. So you may not want to draw floating heads like me anymore, which, you know, I still do that from time to time. And you'll end up eventually thanking yourself for all the studying you did earlier that you didn't want to do. Because now you have the fundamentals, the basics that you need to start going out and drawing those cool things that you see in your head. You don't have to worry about, oh, will I be able to draw this? Or, oh, this pose isn't coming out right. Because you put in the practice to make sure you can draw something like that. It won't just happen on its own. You have to put in the work, put in the hours. That's a song, I know it. You gotta put in the work, put in the hours to actually get what you need done and accomplish your goals. And here at the end, I'm just showing you the final piece after I added all the white details. Anyway, guys and gals and non-binary pals, thanks so much for watching. I hope y'all tune in for the next one. And I'm gonna try to not make it be 2 months in the future. Bye.